You did it. You lost weight and your appetite shut up for the first time in years. And then someone says, okay, cool, now stop the medication. And your body goes, bet, and starts trying to drag you back to your old weight like it's got a return label for Amazon. Here's what nobody warned you about with these medications. Most people regain weight after stopping these meds. And the speed of it is way more aggressive than what most people realize. So today, I'm breaking down what a big meta-analysis study found when people stopped weight loss medications. And I'm going to give you 3 exit plans that you can use if you need to stop one of these medications so that you don't just cliff jump off your meds and hope for the best. Oh, and a quick favor before we dive in, be sure to smash that subscribe button and let's go. Now, before we get too far, let's get one thing straight so that the comment section doesn't combust on itself. This is not a matter of meds failing. This is not a matter of you didn't work hard enough. This is obesity doing exactly what obesity does. It is a chronic and relapsing disease. And these medications really are closer to blood pressure medications versus antibiotics. If your blood pressure is controlled on medication, you then take away that medication, well, the thing that you were controlling tends to come back. So I want you to say this with me. Weight regain is not a personal failure. It is a predictable biologic response. Stop the med, stop the diet, and biology does what biology does. Now, here's a real simple version of the study that West and colleagues did. They pooled the data from multiple studies that involved weight loss medications, not just GLP-1s, and they then looked at what happened after people stopped the medications. So this isn't just my cousin's friend regained some weight. This is a repeatable pattern over thousands of people. And for the headline numbers, on average, after stopping a weight loss med, people regained about 1 pound per month. And the model they created suggested that most people are going to drift back towards their starting weight in about 1.7 years after stopping. So that's not just a little bounce in your weight going up. That's your body treating weight loss like it's an emergency. Now, a quick pause here. I want to ask, if you've ever experienced panic hunger or rebound weight gain, I want you to hit the like button on this video because it helps me to show YouTube that this isn't a willpower issue, it's a biological one. And the other thing to keep in mind with this data is that it is averages. So some people regained less, some people regained more. This is the average data that they found. Now, here's what's really interesting about this study is that they compared the people that came off weight loss meds to the people that came off a behavior-only based program. And right out the gate, the people that were on a behavior-based program only tended to lose a lot less weight, but they also regained the weight a lot more slowly. So if you look at this graph right here, the green lines are the people that were on one of the medications for weight loss, and the purple or magenta colored line there was for people that were in the behavior-only based group. And as you can see there, the off-ramp for the meds is a lot steeper. You see, what's happening is it's the same biology, but different brakes. With the meds, it provides a very powerful brake on the appetite system. So when we take that med away, that appetite system comes roaring back. But let's talk about what is actually going on under the hood. You see, when you lose weight, your body doesn't go, "Congrats, bestie, I love that for you." It says, "Emergency, we are shrinking, you need to fix it." And 3 things then get ramped way up. Hunger signals increase, food reward gets louder, and snacks start to feel more important than your actual life. And third, metabolic efficiency improves. So you burn fewer calories by doing the exact same stuff you were doing before. And you see, the GLP-1 based medications don't just make you eat less. They help to turn down the whole system. Hunger, cravings, reward, and that annoying food noise in the background. So when you stop abruptly, it's like you fired the bouncer at the nightclub. And now every craving, impulse, and treat yourself thought just walks right in the front door. And if you lost an even larger amount of weight, that walking through the door signal is going to be even higher. It's like a thermostat that's mad because you touched the dial. But your body isn't being dramatic, it's actually being annoyingly competent. And this next part really matters because it's not just about the weight. You see, as the weight comes back on, a lot of other health markers tend to drift back to where they were previously as well. Blood sugar, cholesterol, blood pressure, all of the things that you are now celebrating because they were better controlled. Now, the analogy that I like to use in this situation is to picture the system kind of like a tree, and obesity is the trunk. And things like diabetes, hypertension, liver disease, what have you, those are all the branches coming off the trunk. And the core at the root that's helping this trunk to get bigger is appetite dysregulation for most people. Basically, the hunger and reward systems are ramped up way too high in an obesogenic environment, and that ultimately leads you to gaining weight. So we take one of the medications, it treats the dysregulation, manages the roots and the input that's going into the tree, and the trunk starts to get smaller. And as a result, the branches also begin to wither away. But if that trunk gets bigger again, then the branches start to overgrow again. And again, not because you're weak or because you didn't try hard enough, it's because biology is ridiculously consistent. And here's a part that a lot of people in my comment sections often want me to sugarcoat when I talk about this weight regain situation. In this review, they actually looked at a number of different studies that provided ongoing behavioral support even after the medications were stopped. And I hate to break it to you, but the regain didn't stop. And I know a lot of people are hoping that one day, just maybe one day, I'll say something like, you know what? With enough hard work, the perfect diet, enough grit, well, you can out-hustle biology. But the problem is that biology doesn't give two flying chickens about your goals or that you've got your cousin's wedding in July. Biology has been practicing survival for 200,000 plus years, and it's very, very good at its job. Now, does that mean behavior change and weight loss support are useless? Absolutely not. Protein, sleep, and lifting weights are non-negotiables. But lifestyle changes alone may not fully counteract the rebound that occurs after the medication is stopped. Okay, we've established that biology, it fights back. But let's now use that truth to build a plan that actually works. And here's what to do. We want to pick an exit plan like an adult, not like somebody that's rage quitting a video game. Plan number 1 is the long game. So staying on these medications long term or even for the rest of your life. This is that whole blood pressure med framing that we were talking about earlier. And this isn't because you're dependent, it's because you're treating a chronic disease. And honestly, these medications are stupid effective, and we are seeing all kinds of benefits that go well beyond that number on the scale. Plan number 2 is the step down. Many people can maybe step down to a maintenance dose versus trying to do a hard stop. Maybe you don't need that max dose. Maybe the step down approach is the lowest, most effective dose for you, kind of like keeping the bouncer at the door, even though he might be a little bit sleepy. And plan number 3 is the guardrails. And this is if you must stop. Maybe it's cost, maybe it's because you're planning pregnancy, or maybe it's some other reason, but this idea is to help you not free fall off the medication. This involves working with your clinician and coming off the medication slowly and using the following guardrails. And these include making sure your protein is staying high in order to protect that muscle, your main metabolic engine. It also involves doing resistance training to, again, maintain and build that muscle up. Making sure you're getting enough sleep. This is probably one of the most underrated but most crucial ones to managing your weight and managing appetite dysregulation. And then do things like tracking your trends every 4 weeks. Go down a dose, sit there for 4 weeks, see what happens, track the trend, and keep going from there. The goal isn't to never regain another pound. The goal is to try and catch it early and see if something can be done to mitigate it. Not after you've regained 25 pounds and you're suddenly hating yourself. Now, tell me in the comments down below, what's the scariest part for you about staying on these medications long term? Is it cost, side effects, reaching your goal weight or not? Or perhaps it's because you're feeling judged for maybe being on or needing the medication to support you. Let me know down below. I want to hear your thoughts. And if you're sitting there thinking, Dan, I get the biology, but I need a real life plan that fits my life. Well, that's exactly what we do inside Dr. Dan's Empowerment Hub. We do weekly live calls with me. We talk strategy, support, and come up with plans that are going to help you to manage your weight long term in a sustainable way. No perfection, no shame, and best of all, you are with a community of people that get it. So check out drdanshub.com or head to the link down below in the pinned comment. All right, let's bring this one into land, and this is what I want you to remember. When people stop weight loss meds, regain is common and it can be fast. But that doesn't mean you have failed. It means your biology shows up like it always does. And finally, if this video hit home, be sure to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and send this video along to somebody who thinks regain is just because of a lack of discipline. I'm Dr. Dan, and remember, it is those small tweaks that lead to those massive peaks.